7:38, good morning. Welcome back to Good Day Columbia. After a recent increase in youth gang violence, leaders within the city of Columbia have come together to discuss ways to make the community safer. Law enforcement hosting an educational event to teach teens the importance of making good decisions. And just 2 weeks ago, the talented 10th met to discuss race relations and youth crime prevention. Well, now, members of the faith community are responding. Joining me this morning from the Bibleway Church of Atlas Road, Andrea McCoy and Antoine Jackson. Thank you both so much for being here. Andrea, I'll start with you, and I know Bibleway has a lot of different programs, things y'all have implemented in terms of outreach in dealing with this. Talk about that a little bit for me.
Yes, thank you, Janet. We have several outreach programs that are geared specifically for teen in our community. One is our Visionaries program. It is geared to girls age 10 to 19. We also have a Generation Now program, which is specifically for young men, ages 9 to 19. In addition, we also have another program. It's ran through our Janie R. Jackson Women's Center, and it is called Making Proud Choices. And that is dealing more with peer pressure and what young people face as they're in their everyday living. And then there is one other final program that we offer, and it's entitled the Be Right program. And of course, that was initiated a few years back after the death of Brian Wright, and that was a gang-related incident.
Wow, and when we hear, all of the news and the events that are happening in the city of Columbia, and you mentioned choices, I feel like that's where it all starts.
Absolutely.
So encouraging our teens and our youth to make those right choices can prevent a lot of headache later.
Absolutely, and that's our goal.
And Antoine, talk about the rally and vigil that you guys have put together. What made you, as a faith community, as a church, come together and put this together?
Well, several weeks ago, one of our community young men died from violence, an act of violence, and we had a funeral at our church. And at the funeral, we had a lot of young people come to the altar and said that they didn't want to live that life anymore.
Wow.
So my father and my uncle charged me in the act of getting another program started where we can get all the people in the community to rally together, because a funeral setting, you kind of got to go by the order of the service. So we want to do another program or a visual or some type of rally together so we can get them and minister to them and try to get them out those options that they have in that street life, as the kids call it.
How did that make you feel, seeing all of those youth show up at a funeral for one of their own, for one of their peers?
Well, to me, it made me feel empowered. It made me feel like the Lord has called us for a time as this right now, and we are obligated as faith believers to go out into the community and meet them where they are, and not just wait till they come to church, but go out into the community where they are and address the issues where they are in a familiar place that they live in.
Gotcha. And you mentioned that familiar place, and having an event like this may be an easier option for them to come to this, as opposed to if they're not ready to take that step into the church.
Yes,
and does that lead them into the church, and then that's where the programs are?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Tell us about the time, date, location for the vigil. It's happening today. The rally and the vigil is happening today, correct?
It's happening this evening in the Bluff Estates community on Palmland Drive, and between the hours of 6 and 7, we'll have vendors, entertainment, and food, as well as the programs I've mentioned, an opportunity for those to sign up and register to get involved. And then at 7, the actual candlelight vigil and rally will begin, and we'll have keynote speakers from some of our local officials will be there to share words of strength.
Wow. Well, who would you say is this targeted to? I mean, is this for families? Is this for youth? Who do you really expect to see out here?
Our mission is to get those ones that are on the fence of trying to join a gang, or are in the gang, or are just being influenced by the gangs or the drug dealers or anything that's a bad influence on their life. This purpose is to get a cause. The cause was the young man who was 21 years old, passed away due to an act of violence. All these people are friends with the young man. We trying to use this as leverage to get them to this spot, so now we can encourage them that they have better options, better choices out here. And through the faith-based ministry that we established, what we're going to do is use that as a springboard, as to say you can come in and have a better life doing this, and you also can be cool or whatever at the same time.
Absolutely. Antoine Jackson, Andrea McCoy, thank you both so much for being here. Thank you for the work that you're doing and trying to prevent this and give our youth education on how to make better choices. That rally and vigil again happening tonight, Bluff Estates, Palmland Drive. We have more details on our website, midlandsconnect.com.